Alright, so it's been a hot minute since I actually just sat at the table and talked anime figures, so we're going to be talking about ones that I'm particularly looking forward to, with a couple of other ones that I might just bring up, which also I'm not going to be talking about a lot of the figures that I already have on pre-order for this year. If you want to take a look at those, I'll leave a link down below to the video of the anime figures for 2023. Okay, so first up we have an FGO figure of Yang Guifei. I think that's how you say her name. She looks pretty intricate. I love her hair and I love the base. I'm still on the fence whether or not I'm actually going to pre-order this, mainly because I'm not like a huge, massive fan of Yang Guifei. So we'll see how it looks when it's painted, but so far, still on the fence. Next up, a series that I knew was going to get figures. It's just a matter of time when, and they got figures a lot sooner than I thought. Nikke, the Goddess of Victory. They're getting some figures. So we have figures of Modernia, but she's actually getting two. One regular version, and I guess one hyper body. I have no idea what that is. Maybe it's like a Figma type thing. I have no idea. So that's pretty cool. And then the next character up we have is Scarlet. I wonder how big her hat's gonna be. And then last up, I actually did not know this was actually a thing, but Volume is getting a figure from Max Factory. Volume is one of my favorite Nikkes, right behind Noise. If you don't know Nikke, it's a very cultured mobile game. Despite all the fan service and the plot, it actually does have a somewhat decent plot. I was pretty intrigued with the story when I played it. Next up, this is actually a figure that I didn't think was going to be re-released ever, but Ultimate Madoka is getting re-released by Good Smile Company again for 16,000 yen. It's literally the figure that got me into making all of these videos in the first place. There is one slight issue with this figure. Inside of the base, there's two metal rods that kind of help prop her up, and over time, due to her weight when she's leaning forward, the metal rods kind of bend forward and they end up breaking over time and causing the plastic around the metal rods to break. I don't know if Good Smiles actually rectified this issue. Hopefully they did. Zuko, who is another figure YouTuber, actually made a video about this and talking about it, and apparently some people have reached out to Good Smile Company regarding the issue and asked them if they actually fixed it, but they were kind of vague with their answer. So it seems to me that they actually acknowledged the problem, but I don't know if they actually fixed problem. Next up, we have an Azur figure of Taiho, her Phoenix Spring Song version by Alter. Jesus, those are huge. So if you want to pre-order her, jump in. I actually probably recommend not pre-ordering at the moment right now because the market is so oversaturated. Obviously, I can't predict the future of how it's going to be within a year or two. As it is right now, most of the Azur figures you can actually pick up pre-owned, or it's still in stock. Last time I checked, there was like a crap ton of Belfast, there were a crap ton of Graphs. Same with Formidable. If you really care about getting a good deal, I would probably hold off and wait till she releases. And honestly, it's always a good thing to wait until release because you don't know if the figure is going to turn out good or not, right? So wait till after, use your photos, come out, make your purchase decision then. This also kind of hurts me though, because if people stop pre-ordering, then people aren't going to be using my affiliate links too often. Unless you're buying in stock on the Tokyo Talk Mode, which by the way, feel free to use my affiliate link. Next up, we have another Taiho figure of her Muse version. This is by Brilliant Journey. I'm probably not going to pre-order this one, mainly because I don't really dig the whole idol look, but if you do, feel free. She's not painted yet, but Summer One Fest is happening in about a week or two, which is why I'm making this video, because I don't want this video to be like 40 minutes long when I'm talking about the figures that were announced at that event, combined with stuff that I'm talking about here. Next up, we have a figure by Mythos of Surtur, her swimsuit version. This one looks beautiful. I don't exactly remember how much the price for this one was. Around 20-something thousand yen, I think, right? It's not over 30, is it? Next up, we have St. Louis Spirits in the Snow version. You guys know me, I love St. Louis. I'm on the fence of whether or not I'm gonna pick this one up though, mainly because it does look kind of Christmas themed. It feels weird buying themed figures for like holidays and stuff. Cause like, let's say it's summer and you're just looking at your Christmas figures, like that's a little bit weird. I mean, you can say the same things about swimsuit figures in winter, but that doesn't seem as weird. You can go to a swimming pool in the winter, but having a Christmas tree out in the summer just feels odd. I don't know where I'm going with this. Alright, next up we have another St. Louis figure of her luxury handle version by Alter. This is probably St. Louis's most popular skin, obvious reasons. So I'm very curious how they're going to do this one. She's probably just going to have a regular standing pose because I don't think they're going to model like half a car and have her sit in it. That'd just be really weird. Next up we have Scotty from GSC. This is a very simple yet really nice figure. I love the base with the purple crystal shards coming out, and I just love the overall color. It looks very soft and vibrant. Next up, continuing with Azur figures, we have Shinano by Mimioi. This is her 1/4 race queen figure. She's probably going to be in this specific pose right here. I'm wondering wondering how they're going to do the tails, because a 1/4 figure of Shinano is probably going to be massive. Speaking of Shinano, we have Shinano's Dreams of the Hazy Moon version by GSC as well. This looks super intricate. This is absolutely fantastic. I'm hoping she's not too expensive. I'm gonna guess at least 40k. Next up, we have is Romelia Scarlet by Alter. This is the matching figure for Flandre, who I do have. Her box is actually sitting behind the camera. She's still in the Ami shipping box, which will be in the next haul video, by the way. But yeah, Romelia, I'm definitely going to be pre-ordering this. If the price point is similar to Flandre's, it's probably going to be around like 36,000 yen. I can't remember how much Alter priced Flandre. Proto Merlin swimsuit version by Aniplex. Depending on how this looks, I might pick it up. I don't know if Aniplex is manufacturing this or distributing it, but we'll see. Next up, we have another Proto Merlin, this time by Alter. Probably gonna pre-order this. We have 2 Apex figures of Azrael. I didn't actually know Apex announced these. These completely slipped over my head, but we have 1/7 scale figures of Prince Eugen's Race Queen and Enterprise's Race Queen as well. I guess that makes sense because they're doing Baltimore's. Nudocris from Eastream. I'm wondering exactly how they're gonna do a figure of her. I'm very interested because Nudocris is one of my favorite FGO characters. I skipped out on their Arturia Lancer figure mainly because I saw some photos of it before at like some events, and obviously the lighting is never the best when people are taking photos of these figures, but when I took a look at it, I was like, she doesn't look as good as I would have hoped, so I ended up canceling her. I don't think it's that worth. Next up is another figure by Apex, probably the best wedding dress figure I've seen yet. New Jersey. She looks gorgeous. Beautiful figure. She looks amazing. I just love how you can display her with the long gown, or you just don't want the long gown and you just want to see some booty. She's around 40,000 yen, like 42, 46. I forget exactly the price. I pre-ordered her already. She's so far my most anticipated figure for next year, 2024. Practically a 2025 figure though, because she comes out December 2024. Super excited for this. I find it hilarious that New Jersey so far only has 2 figures. Both of them are well over 40,000 yen. Another wedding dress figure recently from Azrael is Taiho. I didn't actually pre-order her mainly because I do like Taiho, but I think wedding dress figures you should be reserved for more of your favorite characters. I don't think I'd get a wedding dress figure of her, even though she's super nice. I mean, I'm already getting her Phoenix Spring Song version, so like I feel good on skipping her wedding dress one. Next up is another figure I'm not pre-ordering, but I just felt the need to talk about it because photos of her and just the body sculpt in general is just so good. Like it's hard not to. MX Chan. I'm sure some of you guys have probably pre-ordered her. I don't pre-order anime original characters too often, if at all. Just look at her thighs, bro. I would 100% order this, but I gotta save money somehow, and I'm gonna cut corners wherever I can, so I'm not gonna be pre-ordering this, even though I would have loved to. Next up, we have a Musashi figure. This is coming out in celebration of Fate Samurai Remnant. This is actually the DX version, and it's a Koei Tecmo Shop exclusive. You might have already seen the non-DX variant. It's pretty much the same thing without the flames, and you get some transparent rods under her legs, so it looks significantly more lame. So I really want the Koei Tecmo one, but if I'm gonna have to pre-order this one, I'm gonna have to use a proxy shipping service to do it. Probably gonna skip out on this one and then wait for her to release and then pick her up in the aftermarket, hopefully. We'll see how it goes. Next up, we have an Arknights figure of Mumu, which I'm very surprised about because she only recently came out in CN as a playable, like rollable unit. It hasn't even been that long, not even like a full 6 months, and she's already getting a figure. This is her E2 version. It's made by Dretsmall Art Shanghai. She looks fantastic. I already talked about this in Marian's figure video, which if you haven't watched, go check it out, but Marian's getting her scale figure in this outfit by Max Factory. I'm hoping Max Factory has a prototype for Summer One Fest, but next up, we have another Azrael figure, this time of Littorio's Calabria Aria version. I don't know if she's staying on a couch. She has a couple of manju. She looks gorgeous. Look at those legs. This is manufactured by Daiki Kogyo. I've never heard of them in my entire life. Funny thing about this figure, she actually went up for pre-order on Crunchyroll for a measly $50. Someone on the team must have messed that up severely. All the people that managed to pre-order her for $50 off Crunchyroll, I think they're getting refunded their money. So you're not getting the figure for $50. Thank God. Sorry, I don't want to feel ripped off. Next up, we have Lamy from Max Factory. This is her 1/6 figure. I thought it was 1/7, but it's actually 1/6 apparently. Super excited for this one. She looks great. I love the blue. Fantastic. Next up, we have a couple of FGO figures of Konyanskaya. So we have this 1/7 scale by Aniplex, and then we have this 1/4 bunny one from Freeing. This one looks super nice, and I love the fact that she's like sitting on a chair. I think she's around 54,000 yen, somewhere around there, I think. So definitely a very pricey 1/4 scale figure. I didn't actually pre-order it, and I'm probably not going to because I don't want to give Freeing any more money after New Jersey. Next up, a figure that I'm excited for, mainly because I just want to get her to do a video on her because it would be a super easy thumbnail. Is Kashino's Hot Spring Relaxation version by Mimioi, 1/4 scale. This is still not painted. Damn, Mimioi's been announcing so many like figures, and they have so many figures like in production, but you haven't seen anything of them yet. Heck, their Taiho one got delayed again, and that's coming out later this month, hopefully. New Jersey already got delayed till August, which was unfortunate. Next up, we have Karin's figure from Max Factory. This is her bunny version. This still does not have a prototype. What the heck are you doing, Max Factory? Like, Asuna is coming out literally next month. These two characters were announced at the same time, pretty much. And you don't even have a prototype for Karin yet. I feel disrespected. So Asuna was originally coming out in August, but she got moved up to July. I better see a prototype at Summer One Fest Max Factory. I better see one. Next up, Calcit from Apex. I didn't actually know Calcit was getting a 1/7 figure. This is just her default pose. It's not like her E2 or anything, but she does look pretty good. Saori from Blue Archive. I'm super excited for this one by Wonderful Works. She's so badass. Next up, we have Formidable's swimsuit version from Amiyami. This is still not painted yet, but I'm looking forward to this one. Depending on how good it looks after it's painted, we'll decide if I pre-order or not. Next up, I didn't know this was actually happening, but they're making figures of all of these characters here, the formal clothes versions. So we have Inez, Eunictus, Schwartz, Helger, Lin, and W. They're literally doing figures of all of these from, I believe, who's this? Anigame, I think. Next up, we have a scale figure of Eula from Wonderful Works, Genshin Impact. I'm going to assume that they're going to do her figure based off of this pose right here of the splash art. So I'm hoping the base actually has like these ice crystals and everything. I don't know about the effect in the background. We'll see if they can actually manage that off, but I did like their Mono figure a lot, so we'll see how this goes. Next up, I didn't actually know Kotobukiya was doing another Trails figure, this time of Emma. This kind of came out of left field for me. We have a prototype, it's not yet painted, but gonna pre-order this one obviously. Now just give me Laura, man. Another figure from Apex, this is of Dusk's Floating Life Listening to the Wind version. She looks so good in that skirt, bro. Pre-ordered already. Next up, we have another Azure Lane figure of Bremerton, her Kung Fu Cruiser version by Alter. Super excited for this one. I did think it was a little bit expensive for what it was. If I'm gonna be honest, Alter, you're getting a little bit too comfortable here. Next up, we have another Bremerton figure of her Day Off Date version by Brilliant Journey. Gonna order this one as well, of course. Brilliant Journey, continuing with the Azure Lane, so we have Belfast's Shopping with the Headmaid version. She looks gorgeous, not yet painted, but hopefully it will be at this upcoming Summer Wand Fest, we'll see. Next up, we have Archetype Earth Arcuade from Aniplex. Was it Good Small or Max Factory is also doing one as well? We'll get into, we haven't seen any prototypes yet. And then last up, we have another Genshin figure of Ayaka, which Apex completely announced out of left field. Like, they announced her, she was completely painted and everything, and then she went up for pre-order a little bit after that. So I'm pretty happy about this because I wanted a figure of Ayaka. And we're finally getting one. Now, if only I could get one of Zhongli. Like, where's my Zhongli at? I think that's pretty much it for all the figures I wanted to talk about. I haven't been keeping up with a lot of the figure events, so there could be one or two I'm missing, but that's fine. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So let me know what figures you guys are looking forward to the most down in the comments below. And I'll see you next week when Summer One Fest happens. Or probably the week after that, because I don't know how long it's going to take me to do a video covering all the figures that are announced there. But hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.